Hey guys, it's Angel, and today I'll be live swatching the Impressionism collection from Illimité. I believe that's a French word. I looked up how to pronounce it, and I'm sorry. That's the best I can do. Please forgive me. This is LiveLovePolish.com's own brand of polish, and the collection has both bold colors and a couple more delicate, dreamy type polishes. And before I swatch, I want to talk a bit about sheer versus opaque polishes because every time I use sheer colors, mostly on Instagram, not really on YouTube, people always comment, "This polish sucks, it's not opaque in one coat." But not all polishes are supposed to be opaque. This collection has a gorgeous luster pearl finish and a few have micro hollow glitter added. And when you layer multiple coats, you get a depth and a lit from within fiery glow that isn't possible with opaque polishes. I just don't want people to miss out on some amazing polishes just because. Okay, rant over, I'll start swatching now. First up is Flaner, described as a periwinkle blue with pink shimmer and micro holographic flecks. Here is the first coat, and as you can see, it's pretty sheer on that first coat, and I found that it behaved kind of like a metallic polish, and that you're going to want to keep going over the same spots a few times to get those brush strokes out. But luckily, the polish kind of dries slower, so it's not going to get goopy on you. Here is the second coat, and I was shocked that it ended up being opaque in only 2 coats. And it applied just like the first layer did. It was pretty smooth, it wasn't goopy, and if you just go over the same spots a couple times, you'll get those brush strokes out. And for all swatches, I applied a layer of quick dry top coat. This is Super Chic's liquid macro top coat. I'm not going to show it for the rest of the swatches, but in case you're curious, that's what I used. So this polish is truly beautiful. It is so glowy, and that pink micro shimmer just really gives it a fire, a purple fire. The purple lover in me was so happy with this polish. And in case you're curious, this is the sweetest sin on the left compared to Flaner, and as you can see, Flaner has a little bit more of that periwinkle feel, and the sweetest sin is more purple. It's almost like it's Flaner's cooler, more badass older sister. Next up is Falling Petals, a light warm pink with blue shimmer and micro holographic flecks. And here's the first coat, and I pretty much knew going in with this polish, just looking at the color in the bottle, that it was going to be very sheer on the first coat. But I'm really loving how the blue shimmer is popping through. Here's the second coat, and it's still pretty sheer here, and it had a comparable formula to the first color. It almost has like a jelly-like consistency. It's smooth and it doesn't get goopy. At 2 coats, I was definitely getting kind of a delicate ballerina vibe, but I wanted to see what it looked like with 3 coats, so I went ahead and slapped on a third one, and it definitely bumped up the opacity level, and you could see a little bit of visible nail line once I was done. I had to do a little bit of cleanup, I think, because I applied that third coat a little thick. And here it is with top coat, and every time I get a sheer pink color, I'm kind of just like, yeah, it'll be pretty, and then I put it on and I'm always like, ooh, I think I love you. The blue shimmer really kind of bumps it up a notch, and I think this would be a great color for a bride. It's just very classic. This is Sunrise Over the Scene, or Sun if you're French. This is described as a medium pink polish with blue shimmer and micro holographic flecks. Here is the first coat, and I found that this one had a little bit more of a runny consistency, although it was still easy to control. And it was a little bit more brush strokey, so I had to work a little bit harder to get those brush strokes out, but it was more opaque on that first coat than I thought it was going to be. And here is the second coat, and I reached opacity at 2 coats, which was nice. And the second coat really brought out that blue micro shimmer, and it started to kind of flash off the nail. And here it is with top coat, and I really love the combination of blue shimmer with this pink color. I feel like they just play so well together, and I can't stop saying P words. Pretty pink polish. Next up is Absinthe, a minty seafoam green with pearly pink shimmer and micro hollow flecks. And here is the first coat, and I pretty much expected this to be this sheer, so that was no surprise to me, and it applied very similar to Falling Petals, the light pink. You just have to go over those brush strokes a couple times. And the second layer, we're starting to build up some opacity, and it applied just like the first coat. Again, I'm repeating myself, just go over those brush strokes to brush them out. And here is the third layer, and while I was doing this, it appeared to be opaque at 3 coats, and I was really digging the color, but you're gonna see in a second, I'm not so sure if this is actually opaque at 3 coats. Here it is with top coat, and I think this color is so beautiful. It just really reminds me of the sea and pearls and everything mermaid. But as you can see, you can still see a little bit of visible nail line. It's not that bad, but when I wear this again, I'll probably layer it over either a mint color or a white undercoat. This is Paris on a Rainy Day, a lightish, medium-ish blue with green turquoise shimmer. Here is the first layer, and this one is more opaque on the first coat than all of the previous other polishes, and it also had just a slightly thicker formula, but even though it was a little bit thicker, it didn't make it any harder to apply. It was still easy to control. I reached full opacity on the second coat, and it felt like this one was more pigmented and it was just kind of applying differently than the other ones. This one ended up having my favorite formula out of all 6 colors. I really like this formula. And here it is with top coat, and I love this color. It just felt like it glowed on the nail. Like I got the same feeling as when I wear my beloved neon creams. It just, I don't know, it was like electric and vibrating off my fingers. I love this one. And last up is Moulin Rouge, a fiery orange with golden shimmer. And here is the first layer, and I'm positive I had way too much on my brush because I end up flooding my skin cuticle area here, and I had to wipe off my brush because it was too much. But other than that, it applied okay. I reached full opacity at 2 coats, and I made sure not to glob it on like I did the first one. And it applied nicely when I wasn't, manhandling this polish. And this one was a little less brush strokey than the other colors. I'm not sure why. And here it is with top coat, and something about this color just makes me feel like I should be wearing a bronze to the gods makeup look and just, lounging on a yacht with somebody feeding me treats and drinks. Just polished scenarios I make up in my mind. So that completes my live swatch review of the Impressionism collection from Illimité. I hope I got it right that time. One thing I did not mention yet is the price of these. Hold on to your butts, people. These are $16 a piece. Yes, $16 a piece. They are on the pricey end, and so I would consider these a splurge. But they are beautiful. I can't even deny it. And I like them. So if you are the type of person who is okay with splurging on polish, I'm gonna recommend them to you. But I totally understand if you feel like these are expensive. Because they are. So my favorites in order are Absinthe, Flaner, and Paris on a Rainy Day. I absolutely am in love with this blue. If you're only gonna get one of them, I definitely recommend that one. I hope you guys enjoyed my little swatch video. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at twy_star. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.